Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Loupedeck Live, which is a really interesting device that might look familiar, and you might not be sure exactly what it is, what it does, or who it's for. So I'm going to try to help you out there. I've been using it for the last 2 weeks and I've really been enjoying it. There's a number of reasons why I'll continue using it in my personal workflow long after making this video. But for starters, it's basically, the Loupedeck Live is a peripheral. It's a peripheral specifically designed or aimed at content creators or power users. So it's not for everyone in that sense. So imagine it kind of like an Elgato Stream Deck, but in 3 to 5 years. Like it's a more advanced version of the Elgato Stream Deck, and I've used both now. It's pretty powerful. It's fully programmable, so it lets you instantly perform a number of actions, ranging from the very simple, like launching apps, websites, multimedia control, playback, and stuff like that, as well as taking advantage of app-specific functions like switching screens in OBS, or creating a Twitch clip while you're live streaming on the fly, or doing color correction in Adobe Premiere Pro or Adobe Lightroom and that sort of thing. So it's all about streamlining your workflow as a creator, which saves you a ton of time and effort. Two things, time and effort, two things most creators already spend a lot of elsewhere. So it can be really beneficial if you are that type of power user and you're really leveraging your system to do a lot of creative work. If you're just gaming, if you're just browsing the web most hours of the day, then it's not going to help you out that much, and it's probably not worth it for you. You're just not the target audience for this product. But if you're spending countless hours a day or many hours a week doing a lot of creative work, whether it be Photoshop, video editing, stuff in Lightroom, streaming, whatever it is, there's a lot of features within this product that you can leverage to make your life a lot easier. So the first thing I'll talk about is the physical nature of the product. It's just a plastic slab with an LCD touchscreen, a few dials and knobs, and a few physical buttons at the bottom. Got USB Type-C at the top with the right angle cable that's included. The stand is just this like fixed plastic stand that I'm not a huge fan of. It's fine and sturdy, like the quality's fine, but it's not adjustable. It's just completely fixed, so you can't like raise it up, lift and lower it down like you can with the Elgato Stream Deck. And that's kind of annoying to me because I have a lot of lights, like a lot of like ambient ceiling lights in this studio that I just can't change the position of. And with this being so flat, it's kind of at a really low angle, it's really hard to avoid reflections, seeing reflections in the LCD screen, in the touch screen. So I wish that they would actually, I don't know, make a different stand for it that users could buy separately that is adjustable and would fix that problem. It'd also be nice to just get a little bit more eye level or have like a more direct line of sight with the LCD screen, because it is a little flat, all things considered. But that being said, it's a really high quality piece of hardware. It's got really a really nice touch, a really nice feel. All the buttons feel super tactile, not janky whatsoever. I love the dials because they feel super like top-notch quality in terms of granular control. Like when you turn them, you can actually feel every individual click. It doesn't make a click noise, but you can feel the click. It's very tactile, so it's like, all right, that was 3 clicks right there. And there's just enough resistance so that you're not accidentally overshooting or undershooting how much you want to turn it or how quickly you want to turn it. Each of these knobs also has a press-in function, so you can assign functions or actions to that as well. And you've got the LCD screen here, which has 12 individual touch buttons, if you will, that you can assign. Everything's fully programmable. But beyond that, you have individual pages. So this is just one page of apps and different assignments, actions, I should say. You could swipe left or right pretty much anywhere on the screen and have multiple pages show up. And you can create pretty much an infinite number of pages. Obviously, that's not super practical at a certain point. It gets hard to navigate through all that, but it's pretty cool that you can do that. And the same thing goes for the knobs. Like you can see I've got like my desktop audio here, and I've got like multimedia like Spotify audio here. I can even change tracks by turning this knob. But if I swipe up or down, you can see that there's a whole other set of functions here. And I actually assigned a bunch of different subreddit hotkeys. If I click, PCMR, that opens up the PC Master Race subreddit. That's obviously a custom action that I set up earlier before shooting the video. But it's just really cool that you have a lot of functionality built in that way, and you can easily swipe back to your other knob volume functions, what have you. So let's see, what else can I talk about here? I guess I should go into the structure, like the Loupedeck structure of how this all works together with the software and stuff. I might throw in some like B-roll shots of the software, but I want to save the actual software, like the UI, for later in the video, because I feel like a lot of videos I've seen on this product on YouTube, I'll start off with the software. They go really hard into the software right from the get-go, and it gets really confusing really quickly. I was confused as hell the first time I was watching these videos, like, just show me what the thing can do first, and then show me all the behind-the-scenes stuff of how you got it to work that way. So that's what I'm gonna do instead. That being said, I should still explain to you the basic premise of how all of these buttons and knobs are actually laid out and structured, how it's organized. So Loupedeck has what's called workspaces. So a workspace is represented by each one of these round buttons at the bottom. And sorry, this Loupedeck is like it's like super grimy and it's got fingerprints on it. It means that I've been using it. I've been using it for 2 weeks now. So I guess that should be a testament to how experienced this review is. But these buttons represent different workspaces. You have a total of 8 of them. This is the home workspace, which is why it's not numbered. It just has the little icon there. And you got 1 through 7 for the rest of them. A workspace is basically a collection of assignments or actions based on an app that you're using or based on a specific focus. So you might have, like for example, my home screen, my home workspace, which is what you're seeing right here, is just when I'm on my desktop chilling. This is my chillin workspace. It's hardly a workspace, it's a play space. When I'm just, when I'm not streaming, I'm not, maybe I'm gaming or I'm listening to Spotify, I'm just browsing the web, hanging out. Right, this is my Chillin workspace here, and I've fully customized all this. There are some presets available when you first install and set up this product from Loupedeck, but I just did away with that, and I wanted to customize it to exactly how I'm going to be using it in my personal time. So this is what I've got here. I've got the clock, right? It's good to have that. Sometimes you've got a full screen application that's covering the taskbar. You can't see the time or whatever. This just hides hides all of the open applications, all my windows, so I can just see my desktop in a pinch. This opens up my personal Twitter, and then I think this is the workhorse Twitch. I've got Discord, Steam, I don't need to actually press all of them, Battle.net, Spotify, that's a big one for me. You open up Spotify and you've got all the multimedia functions here. There's actually 2 ways that I've assigned this to control media. Either these the touch buttons here, or I can actually even use the knob to change tracks and play and pause by pressing it inward. And then also Spotify. I love the fact that I can control Spotify volume independently from desktop volume with these knobs, which is really handy. So that's how I've set that up. Oh, and there's a second page as well. So if I swipe over, you've got YouTube, Reddit, Gmail, VLC. And like I said, you can add an infinite number of pages to each workspace. You also have, like I said, swiping through different pages of dials. You could have multiple pages for your knobs. I've got all my subreddits here again, and then swiping back to more like just basic volume functions and stuff like that. So that's my Chillin workspace. If we head over to number 1, this is my streaming setup workspace. This is all, again, tailored to my usage and how I interact with my system and the things that I need for it. So it doesn't look very exciting here. Only 2 of these squares are filled up, but these are my stream apps and all my stream sites. So every time I do a live stream, and I stream like 3 or 4 times a week, there's a certain number of apps and websites that I always need open before I start every stream. And it generally takes me a good chunk of time to launch all those apps. In fact, if I swipe over to the second page that I've created within this workspace, you can see all of those apps individualized. So if I ever want to launch them one at a time, just a la carte, I can do that. But I've consolidated all of them as well to a bit of a multi-action sequence here. So if I hit stream sites, all the sites that I need when I go live on Twitch open up. So here we've got the Workhorse Twitch account or Twitch page, Twitter. I've got Nightbot commands and all my donations through Streamlabs, all visible right there. And if I hit Stream Apps, then I got VLC, Streamlabs, Snaz, Steam's launching, and we've got OBS right there. So obviously, I'm only capturing 1 monitor right now, but ideally on my triple 4K display setup, when I'm not filming, all of these would open in the appropriate places. I wouldn't have to rearrange all the windows. They would just open up where they were last opened. So that is just incredible to me. Like I can hit both of these things, both of these buttons within a fraction of a second, and save myself a good minute. It usually takes me like roughly a minute to open up these applications and websites. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but like if you really think about it, 1 minute. I spend 1 minute just opening up apps and sites every time I stream. Let's say I stream 15 days out of the month. That's 15 minutes a month. Can we do the math really quick? 15 minutes a month, every month for a year is 3 hours. I'm saving 3 hours a year. Let's say I do 15 streams a month for the next 20 years. 3,600 minutes. That would be, what, 60 hours. In 20 years, I will have saved 60 hours from just using this device. Just based on launching application. Can you imagine? That sounds like a Mr. Beast challenge video. I opened up applications and launched websites for 60 hours straight. It adds up, people. It actually adds up. When you look at it in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, this thing is a huge time saver. And that's just one little slice of the pie of what I do. This isn't counting all the time it's saving me within OBS or within Adobe Photoshop or Premiere. It really adds up to hundreds and hundreds of hours saved over the years. And time is valuable. So let's go ahead and show you guys my next workspace. So once I've launched all my stuff, I've got everything open up. Then I go to the next workspace. I've kind of arranged this in chronological order to some degree. So this is my live. So once I've actually gone live, this is my workspace for actually live streaming. So again, this is completely customized by yours truly. And up at the top left, we've got the live function. So if I want to start streaming, I just hit that button. Pretty straightforward. There's even a CPU data thingy or widget, whatever you want to call this, with CPU utilization. Even tells you your FPS. I haven't tested that out personally to see how accurate it is, but it's kind of cool that they have that. This enables or disables slow mode on the fly. Slow mode can be just sort of annoying to sometimes just type in chat when you want to enable it or disable it. So it's nice to just be able to toggle that function. You can actually see right there, I just hit it and it is in fact working. This clears chat. So if I just want to clear the chat or whatever, if there's leftovers from a previous stream, I can easily do that. And then this is a view count, viewer count, so I can actually just see it in real time. Sometimes it doesn't update properly on the actual Twitch page, so it's kind of nice to have a backup metric there. This actually runs an ad. I've never tried this out. I've never even run a single ad on my Twitch channel, but if I ever wanted to, I could just hit this hotkey and instantly run a commercial, like if I go to the bathroom or something like that, take a bio break, which is pretty cool. Next to that is creating a Twitch clip. I can just instantly create a Twitch clip on the fly. And this, by the way, this is these aren't all the features that are available within the Loupedeck software. These are just the ones that I found most valuable for myself. You can also customize. This is a custom action where every time you hit it, it sends the Workhorse Discord link, the invite link to the Workhorse Discord in chat. This is awesome. All these bottom keys here are basically going to allow me to switch between scenes. So we've got my starting soon screen before I'm about to go live. Switching to face cam, gameplay. It's just like a live editor. It's like a live scene switcher. Be right back. This is a game changer. So just to give you an example of how awesome this is, like I'll show you like the before and after, what it's been like starting my streams before I started using this product and what it's like now. So for example, this is my starting soon screen, right? And usually there will be a countdown timer that's like 3 minutes to starting. And as soon as it gets to 0, or right around that time, sometimes I'm a little late, I will lower the volume of the background music, enable my microphone, crank that up, and then switch scenes to my face cam. I have to do all of these things within a second or two. And I'm doing all of that, before I had the Loupedeck, I was doing all of that with my mouse. So let me give you guys an example. Okay. So you guys can hear the music playing. This is what chat would, in theory, be hearing while they're watching the starting soon screen. And you can see that my microphone, which is out of the camera right now, out of screen right now, is muted. So let's say the counter goes down to 0. It goes 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, it's go time. So this is what I've been doing. I've been manually lowering that, like gradually, right? And then I'll uncheck that. And then I have to find face cam, click over. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for every single stream. And it's tedious and annoying. It's not horrible. It's not a miserable experience by any stretch, but it's just not quite as efficient as it could be. And when I'm doing this for every single stream 3 to 4 times a week, it does get a little bit annoying, especially when you know that there's a much better way to do it out there, like with the Loupedeck, for example. So let's try that again with the Loupedeck. Okay, music's back up, and you you can see here I've got my desktop audio and my microphone audio as well. And it toggle mutes too. So if I press it in, it unmutes. Mute and unmute right there. Same with the desktop audio, super handy. So here we go, countdown timer, 3, 2, 1, it's go time. Crank the knob down, unmute the mic, and face cam switch. Boom, I'm there. Like, obviously I did it slower for the demonstration purposes on camera, but I can do that all really quickly when I'm just actually doing it live. And maybe you just have to try, like, be streaming for a while to actually understand how helpful something like little things like this are. But it really has made a huge difference when you add up all the little conveniences and shortcuts really that this thing allows you to take. It makes a big difference at the end of the day. So let's see, what else? I guess moving on to the next workspace. This is my benchmarking workspace, which Loupedeck doesn't talk about. There is no like example on their website for like benchmarkers or for press who review graphics cards, or even for enthusiasts, for PC enthusiasts at home who want to benchmark their hardware, test out their hardware. So this is completely customized, right? All of these are custom actions for the most part, maybe except for the clock and the knob functions. So it should also, one quick aside is that you can reassign the knob functions or these dial functions based on the workspaces as well. But notice how mine don't change. That's because I prefer it that way. I don't want my knobs or my dial functions changing between workspaces, so I've kept them consistent. The only thing that's different is that at my home workspace, I have the various subreddits that I can shortcut. But everything else is the same, but you can switch those up if you want. Okay, back to this. This is the benchmarking workspace. I've got hardware info, CPU Z. So I've got hardware info there, and there is no, I don't think there's a hotkey to bypass this guy, but you can hit that. I think you can actually just hide that pop-up or skip that pop-up within the software. And then you've got CPU Z, GPU Z, and this is my first time launching these applications, so they're all just launching in the center of the screen, so that's why I have to manually move them. I've got MSI Afterburner, which is popping up on my other screen because I launched it there earlier. I didn't really plan this one out, but you guys get the idea. I even have a shortcut to my benchmarking spreadsheet on Google Drive. I'm opening up this page literally every time I run a benchmark, or maybe I'll run a couple in a row, and then I'll have to open up this page and input the data. And it's really annoying to like have to go down, click on Chrome, or just do a jump list or whatever. It's just really easy to just hit that button, have it pop up instantly. So there's my sort of benchmarking workspace. You can literally create a workspace for anything you can imagine. It doesn't just have to be limited to the the examples that Loupedeck has on their site or the ones that you see floating around in YouTube videos. But that's what the product is designed for specifically, or is those focuses, those applications. So they are probably going to be a bit more powerful or more useful for those things, but you can totally find other applications where the Loupedeck can really come in handy and save you a lot of time. And like I said, there's a ton of other examples that we can go into in terms of how to set up various workspaces for different things. The last one that I'm going to show you guys for today is within Adobe Premiere Pro. Again, because this is a program that I use pretty much every day on a very regular basis, have been for years, and that's where I find, again, a lot of the value in this product is with apps that I use all the time. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys a full-blown example, like I have been, because I think that's been working out so far, of how I have been using this within Premiere. This is just a pre-roll that I did for Crucial, some of their SSDs. We'll add integration here, pretty straightforward. Okay, right out of the gate, Adobe does this thing, and maybe there's a way to toggle it off and just disable it altogether, but whenever I launch Premiere for the first time, and I'm in the timeline, I'm in some sort of sequence, the freaking playhead, the selection follows playhead is always enabled. What I mean by that is, notice wherever I put the needle, wherever I put this timeline indicator, it's automatically selecting whatever clip it lands on, which I absolutely hate. If you're an editor, you know exactly why this is stupid. Because sometimes you don't want to isolate a clip unless you physically click on the clip and tell Premiere, like, I want to isolate this clip. Don't select clips for me. I'm just trying to scrub and actually view this part of the video without having to highlight this, because then if you do a function on the keyboard or whatever, you might accidentally cut it when you're not supposed to, or edit it when you're not supposed to. It's just really annoying. And up until this point, the only way that I've figured out how to really disable that is to go up here, track my mouse all the way up to sequence, and then uncheck selection follows playhead. And that works, right? So now when I move the timeline indicator, it's not selecting clips, but there's an actual hotkey within the Loupedeck software that allows you to toggle that function, which is amazing. Let me see. So actually I have to go to, why am I blind? Premiere Pro. And so now that I've selected that, you can see that this is all changed here. So selection follows playhead. I specifically put that on this this list here. Boom. So now if I toggle it on, it's on again. Oh God, worst feature ever. Tap it once and problem is solved. Amazing. Again, these little things that the vast majority of average people look at and go, I don't really see the big deal. When you're doing this day in and day out, and this is your life, it makes a metric F ton of difference. There's other things you can do, like instantly put a text layer on the screen. And honestly, like, I've been using Premiere Pro for so many years now, and I've pretty much nailed down like all the hotkeys to a science. I've got my basic hotkeys down. I can edit pretty quickly, but there are just certain things within Premiere that don't really allow you to hotkey those functions. And that's where this comes in handy, because there's a lot of things that are on that list that the Loupedeck Live allows you to assign to various buttons and knobs. One example of that is the audio channels function. So if I click on, or if I have a clip highlighted, an audio clip highlighted, I can hit audio channels and it instantly pops this up. It's not really relevant right here because we're only dealing with a single track piece of audio, but if I ever have a dual track, sort of a stereo thing where it's like left and right channel audio, and I want to be able to fill both channels with one side or the other, I have to bring this window up. And the only other way to do that I've found is to right click the actual clip and then go to audio channel, and that pops up the window. I can't find a hotkey for that. I have one now. That's not even my favorite functionality or my favorite feature of using the Loupedeck Live within Premiere Pro. What absolutely takes the cake for me is color correction. So just check this ish out. Okay, so let's try to color correct this clip right here. I'll actually enlarge this for you. Should have done that a little sooner. But if I go over to, this is the color correction workspace, then I've got basic corrections right here. All the dials actually correspond. These various dials are already set up to correspond with all of these different settings. So previously, I would have to go in and use my mouse and click and drag. Click and drag to get, okay, that's a little bright. All right, and then look back at contrast. Maybe let's go to 20. All right, and then highlights. So this is, again, a very tedious method, a tedious way to do this. It works, it's perfectly fine, but doing this day in and day out, it gets pretty old because you're just clicking on these tiny little things, especially when you're on like a 30-inch 4K monitor. Things can get pretty tiny. These little knobs, you know, my eyes aren't getting any better as I age. But all I need with the Loupedeck are these 6 dials, and I can just dynamically adjust these so easily. And it makes it a lot easier for me to adjust each setting without having to look back and forth between the image and the actual numbers or the dials or the various sliders. They're called sliders. It just makes the whole experience so much more efficient and actually kind of enjoyable.
Stop the cap.
Just because, again, the knobs on this thing feel so good. Like they're very tactile, extremely ergonomic, and just the quality is top notch on this product for sure. So boom, you know. And then if you go to basic corrections number 2, we've even got some more settings here. So you can change your color temperature, whether you want it to be cooler or warmer. Typically like it a little warmer. And then your tint between like the sort of magenta or greenish hue. Saturation, got to represent that RGB, or I don't know, you want to make it an emo SSD, all in black and white. So yeah, this for me has been a game changer. Because I will go in and color correct every single clip in the video. Like it took me a minute to color correct this, and this was a 45-second ad. 45-second ad. I enjoy this new level of streamlined efficiency with my work, with everything that I do. This is an absolute game changer for me personally, because I am a power user, I am a content creator, and I'm able to leverage a lot of the functionality that's packed into this thing pretty well. So it does save me a lot of time and headache. All right, so now hopefully you have a better idea of what exactly this product can do. And that really just scratches the surface, if I'm being honest. That's just what I've been using it for, but there's a ton of other applications and various features that you can really leverage within the software. So speaking of that, just a quick look at the software here. This is sort of the UI that we're looking at right here. And these are all kind of categorized. You can see our workspaces are categorized. We've got our desktop. This was the Chillin workspace that we started off with, and then my stream setup with all the apps that I wanted to launch. This is my lives workspace, and then the benchmarking workspace. Premiere is actually within a separate thing over here, so you have to change the application. But if we go back to the main workspaces here, the way that you sort of interface with this is, let's say that I wanted to edit something within my benchmarking workspace. I would drop that down, and then you've got your touchscreen pages, which is again those 12 pages, those 12 buttons, I should say. And you also got your dial pages. So if you click on dial page, and here's all the dial functionalities of those 6 knobs. But let's go back to the touch page for a second. And just kind of show you guys exactly how you set something like this up. So let's say I wanted to swap out CPU-Z with a different app. So instead of CPU-Z, let's say, you know what, sometimes when I'm benchmarking, I really enjoy going on Reddit. So I've already created a custom Reddit action here. And so all I have to do is drag and drop, and it automatically swaps it out. And as you can see, it updates in real time on the device as well. And it's good to go. You don't have to click save, it's already automatically saved. And it's just as easy to swap that back, to revert it back. I wish there was an undo button. That would be cool. If there was like just a quick undo button, a Control-Z type of function. It's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Instead of having to do it manually. Like I really do actually want CPU-Z. It's probably not good to be Redditing while I'm benchmarking. So, but yeah, so that's sort of the gist of that. And this is how you would actually create a new custom action. So all these, you can see custom list, these are all made by me. I made all these. And for the record, I also added and uploaded all the icons that you see here. I basically just downloaded these off of Google and just, used them or whatever. The other issue that I have here is that you can only use custom icons for custom actions. So all the ones that are built in already into the software, like these are all like the chat functions, the chat actions within Twitch that are already here preloaded into the software. If you want to do chat emotes only, that's the icon you have to use. You can't actually edit or reassign that icon. If you really like the customizability aspect, particularly when it comes to icons, you might be a little disappointed about that. So making a new custom action, you can click the plus that's right next to custom, and this pops up. You can name it. We'll say origin. Right? We're gonna launch origin. And you've got a number of options here. And then for this, since it's custom, you can choose a custom icon. I'm not gonna do it right now, but you've got you got some selection options here. So action, shortcut, you could put a delay, you could run, which is what we're gonna do. Text, have just automatic text pop up, or sound. Oh, that was one thing I forgot to show you guys. I actually turned part of this into a soundboard. If I go over here, so this is for the live workspace. I forgot to show you the second page that I made. So I got a few different sound options there. I don't know if you guys can hear them. Yeah, so there's like a laugh track, snare drum, joke fill, whatever. Just kind of a cool thing that I've been wanting to set up for my live streams for a long time, and now I finally can. So let's go back here. Okay, we got origin in there, it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and click save. And now if we scroll down in our custom options, you can see origins right there, and I can go ahead, drag and drop that wherever. There's no icon there, but again, I could easily upload that if I wanted to. So on top of that, you've got a ton of other options when it comes to, this is all the other ones are built in. Everything else you see here is completely built into the software. So Spotify Premium, there's already a number of different assignments, different actions that you can assign very easily. You can even like start a playlist, and you can even sync your Spotify Premium account to the Loupedeck software as well. On top of your OBS Studio account, of course, and things like that. Apart from that, the software also makes it pretty easy for you to swap things around. Like let's say I wanted my benchmarking workspace to be my home workspace. I could just click that, click save, and now, hopefully when I click that, oh, there it is, just updated. So that's my workspace right there. You could also do, so if I click any of these round buttons here in the software, then you can easily just drag and drop any of these or reassign them. So benchmarking, I want to go in number 5, live I want as number 7, stream setup is number 6, and which one are we missing here? Desktop, we'll make desktop, well, I guess we don't need it to be number 1. So you can also discard them by dragging them to the little trash icon there. I want desktop to be my home space, workspace after all, so I'm gonna re-click that, save, And now you can see you've got the buttons lit up in green, representing that these are active workspaces, whereas the ones that aren't lit up, there's nothing there. I should also mention, I probably should have said this a long time ago, but you can actually assign these round buttons to just static actions as well. So if I wanted to launch an application, let's say Google Chrome with number 1, I could easily do that as well. So if we look at any of these custom options, let's say I want to launch Discord with number 2, or let's say launch Reddit again. Actually, I don't want you looking at my Discord. Let's say we'll launch VLC with number 2. So now it's purple. I think purple indicates that it's not a workspace. Green does indicate that it is. And then VLC just pops up once you hit number 2. I really do enjoy this product. Like I said, I'm going to continue using it long after this video has been shot. And I really just sort of see it as another really useful peripheral. It's like having an extra limb, right? This is a limb. This is a limb. This isn't just a normal arm. This is like Inspector Gadget's arm. And the thing is, it's like not everyone needs an Inspector Gadget arm, but for those of us who do, it's extremely useful. So, and I'm very curious to know which of you or how many of you would actually benefit from a product like this, from this specific product. If I remember, I'll put a poll in the description. I may very well not remember, but if I do, I'll put a poll in the description. You guys can take it and let me know how many of you would actually see some sort of benefit from this exact product. Let me know down in the comments if that poll isn't there. If I do forget, just let me know in general. I'll be sure to read them and stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm gonna get out of here. Toss a like if you enjoyed it, and get subscribed for more tech content on the way. I will see you guys in the next video.